And it is number 2! What a brilliant goal from JP Prince! Keep it simple in the same corner.
Yep.
Duran carrying the ball. He's been one of the
Key playmakers.
And this is unbelievable!
Oh, and that's
Puts it away. It is 3-1 to Namibia. And who is the man who finds that pass? Christian Duran.
Hi, good evening and welcome to the Junior Africa Cup at Windhoek, Namibia. We commentating live from the Dave and Trusker Hockey Stadium here in Windhoek, Namibia for the Namibia-Uganda ladies. I am Trevor Cormack and my co-commentator is
Tawana Mutapati.
So welcome to everyone. It's a lovely evening out there. If you're not here, you're missing the great weather that we have here in Windhoek right now. Tawana, just to highlight, there's the lineup for the Namibia team. Players that we should be watching out for.
I think, thank you, Trevor. So for me, I think obviously the captain herself, Mrs. Zeli Philander, is someone to definitely watch out for. You know, she's been a prolific goal scorer in this tournament. And not writing out Tisha Semedo, she's also been very clinical in providing the assists and also at the back. And Annika Higgs as well for me. I think she's been very solid in her midfield position. They're distributing the balls and working hard on defense and attack as well.
Awesome. And yeah, the coach Cedric McCarthy seems to have his girls in line with doing exactly what he wants them to do.
Yeah, definitely. I was watching him earlier as he was standing with the girls as they were taking short corners for the practice, and he seemed very calm and very confident about the game ahead. And I think he does back his girls for this match here against Uganda.
So what's interesting, if you look at the subs, I see Marika Neethling is, who's I think been their standout player, especially on the drag flicks, is on the bench to start. I spoke to Cedric and he said that he's got 1 or 2 niggles in the team, so he won't be overworking some players. I hear Mia Karsten and Anik Besaidenout are carrying slight injuries.
Yeah, definitely. And then here we've got the Uganda lineup. Any standout players for you today, Trevor?
The captain, Jolia Limo, definitely is the standout player. She's dominating there. And then the goalkeeper is really Hajira Namwaza. She's really been holding her own out there between the sticks, you know.
Yeah, most definitely. And not to write out Miss Janet Nakato. She's also been, I think she did get a goal in their opening game. Unfortunately, yeah, they did miss the South African game, but in their second game, she did, if I'm not mistaken, get a goal for her team. And I put some sort of level standings for her.
Yeah. So the players are lining up just to shake each other's hands and get ready for the game. And then we'll go through. There's the logs. South Africa sitting at number 1 spot, 4 games in the bag, and a huge goal difference of 33.
Yeah, they've been bagging those goals very much. I think you can tell that the difference now between Namibia and South Africa in terms of goal difference is quite large. Given that Namibia do win this game, they'll be tied on points. But it will need a good number of goals for them to catch up on the goal difference point of view.
Yeah, so even though Uganda is sitting near the bottom of the log, this is a must-win for Namibia, just to close the gap on South Africa and to assure that they secure that second spot at least.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Uganda won't give them an easy time to do this, because they haven't won a game thus far, and they'll be looking forward to at least getting a win for themselves in this tournament.
Absolutely.
So it won't be easy for Namibia tonight.
No, that's one thing about the North African sides. They fight till the bitter end, so it won't be an easy game.
Yeah, most definitely.
So a few minutes before we start, the teams are getting ready out on the field. We can see the spectators embracing the ambience of the weather.
Yeah, they're dressed and ready. They've come on to back their goals tonight. They're ready for the occasion. The time is just 1 minute before 7, and I think we're geared up for a good game tonight.
Absolutely. So Namibia's tactics for tonight will be to just hold out a little bit, or do you think they will take the game to Uganda?
No, well, they don't have to hold out at all, because in terms of qualification, I believe Namibia have already reached that point. Well, they have enough points now to qualify for the next tournament. So I think they kind of have to go all out and try and bridge the gap now between South Africa in terms of goal difference.
Awesome.
And try and get some points.
So there's the pushback. Uganda have the ball turned over from Namibia. They're going down the middle, down the center. Quite consolidated there. They need to get the ball wide.
Comfortable dribbling here by the Ugandan forward here, but unfortunately she just gets caught out by the Namibian forward. So now the ball gets turned over, and Namibia will...
The officials for today: Fatma Mahmoud from Egypt, Lina Barasa from Kenya, and our reserve umpires Brinlow from Zimbabwe.
Yeah, they'll be looking forward to hopefully a good and a clean game from the girls tonight.
So there's a ball into the circle. Namibia's first attack on goal, saved by the goalie, and Uganda clear the ball out.
Yeah, Namibia's number 4, Tisha Semedo, just missing out there on a clear chance to opening the Namibian account here, but the goalkeeper just matched that attack with a brilliant clearance.
So Namibia turn the ball over again deep in their half. They're just troughing the ball once again at the back. Mila throwing overheads. They're using her strength just to throw those long balls down to down the flanks.
Yeah, I mean the pocket receivers seem ready. I mean that was a good take there by the Namibian forward. She got that well and managed to get the foul, and now Namibia would take the free hit.
Big slap from Mila wide to Kayla Gilly. She passes down the flank to Jess Gresser. Unfortunately, she misses the ball, and it's a turnover to Uganda.
Yeah, a mistimed trap from the Namibian forward here, unfortunately, gives Uganda the chance to take the ball over the line and get some possession. Yeah, and there's Annika Higgs just lining up there for defensively, trying to shut Uganda out.
So now I'm doing a high press on Uganda. I wouldn't have thought of anything else to do. As they play the ball, the two Namibians put pressure, Zaylee Fielander and Annika Higgs, and the ball is turned over.
Yeah, they
so
managed to
looking for a circle entry, and there they get the first short corner of the game.
Yeah, good pressing work from Namibia here. They didn't give the Ugandans any chance there. As you can see, the one defender wasn't confident enough to take it herself, that she had to call in another player. But then she just got caught out there and then gave the ball away.
And a great ball from Zaylee Fielander into the circle at the risk that they might get something out of it, and they do. They get a short corner.
Yeah, no, good risk and a good reward for them. They get the first short corner of the game, and they'll be hoping to get first blood here.
Okay, so with Marika Neethling on the bench, it will be interesting now to see whether Nikki Fourie or Mila Milan go for it. Nikki's really looking like she wants the ball. So we'll see the injection from Marika Kriya. And
a bit of a slow one, but
there you go.
And
there's a goal, yeah. So Mila Milan with a straight shot at goal, and it goes through all the Ugandan defenders and the goalie.
Yeah, very comfortable work from her. She didn't seem worried at all. There was a good stop, and then she took her time, and then connected well with the ball. Straight shot at goal.
Straight shot at goal. She wasn't under pressure. 1-0 to Namibia.
Yeah, we restart the game here. 12 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. Namibia lead the game 1-0.
So Uganda has the pushback. We're just waiting for the umpires to start the game.
There we go. There goes the whistle. And the Ugandans will, try and make a comfortable attack here, but not so comfortable, unfortunately. They lose out on the ball. But Namibia regain possession. And they take it for the Tisha Semedo. She just passes it midfield, but no one finds it.
There's the captain, Oli Alima, turns it over for Uganda, but again, a double turnover for Uganda, and Namibia get the ball back once again. Troughing 3 back, Nikki Fari wide to Mila Milan, and they just lightly play the ball into the Ugandan territory, and the captain of Uganda, once again, Oli, turns it over.
Yeah, good turn here from Uganda's number 6 here, Miss Juliet Barberia. She just runs the ball out the line, unfortunately, losing out on possession here. But Jessica here will collect the ball by the line and play it forward.
Jess has got a nice little overhead as well. They could use that, I suppose, higher up. They would probably do it. But again, they're just going to play it safe. Trough at the back, all the way to Mila, and she's going to go down that flank once again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is only the first couple minutes of the game. I think they'll take it easy sending those overheads over the Ugandan players. I think for now they'll just trough the ball, as you say, and try and keep possession as much as possible.
Yeah.
And dominate the game.
So Uganda do the troughing at the back, but once again they drive the ball down the middle, which is not the greatest thing to do. It's very crowded there, and Namibia turn it over. Annika Higgs takes it and gets a free hit just inside the last quarter.
Yeah, it's such a risky thing to do, given that Namibia are doing a high press here, so you wouldn't expect Uganda to be troughing the ball very dangerously, especially that part of the field.
Area, yeah. So Abby Roll makes the ball live. She's distributing it wide once again. Mila Milan gets the ball down the flanks, and Zayli's there to pick it up. She's attacking the baseline now. Gets the free hit just deep into that left-hand pocket.
Yeah, good work by the captain, Azali Philander here, just to look at our options and get the free hit just outside the circle.
So Zayli running just 5 yards just to make it live. They're going again, playing the ball back. In those areas, my principle is that we should attack the circle. You work the ball all the way into that area. We should really be attacking towards the circle and not, unless you're really desperate and it's crowded to trough it all the way back again. But Namibia holding the ball.
Yeah, no, you're right, Trevor. Because I think at that point, if you're that far up of the opposition's half, then you might as well just play it forward and try and get something out of it. Like what Zeddy did earlier and got the short corner for them. She could have just done the same. But I guess a bit of change of tactics from her. Decided to play it back and recycle the ball a bit.
Yeah, the girls look really comfortable and calm, so there doesn't seem to be any stress. There's Jess Gresser gets the ball into the circle. Zayli gets the ball to Tisha Semedo. She open faces, has a go at the goals. It's blocked by the Ugandan goalie, and unfortunately there's a infringement, and Uganda turn the ball over.
Yeah, free hit, 16 ball here for Uganda.
That's quite a high 16 there, but anyway.
I think the umpire wasn't really bothered by that, but she did.
So there's a bit of stick work there from Uganda's number 6, Juliet Babirua.
Yeah, but Annika Higgs unfortunately tries to collect the ball, but just finds her foot, and then Uganda get the free hit. And Uganda decide to recycle the ball all the way to the right-hand side of the field.
Bit of elimination skills take on a play, but it's turnover by Tisha Semedo. She's driving towards the circle. Oh, and there's a heavy tackle by the Ugandans on Tisha.
Yeah,
the free hit is to Namibia. Tisha takes a quick one live, stretches it to the right-hand side. Jess Gresser picks the ball up.
Yeah, switches play there by Tisha Semedo, but Namibia goes a bit of a couple changes here for Namibia, as the captain Zeli Philander just goes and sits out for a bit.
Yeah, I see Marlene Kutsia's come on, probably for Zayli.
And good elimination skills by the Ugandan defense here, but unfortunately they still have possession of the ball, and they'll comfortably try.
Great hard tackle there from Jess Gresser down the flank. She's driving again, looking to enter that ball into the circle, and there's a shot by the Namibian number 2, Marlene Kutsia, but unfortunately there's a blow.
Yeah, I just needed a touch there, I think, from Tisha Semedo, but I think the umpire's blow just overturned Namibia's advantage there, and then allowed a free hit for for Uganda in their 16. Yeah, good interception there by Tisha Semedo, and then here we go, another circle penetration.
Mareka Kriya trying to get something out of it, gets a short corner for Namibia. This will be the second shorty for Namibia now.
Yeah, second short corner for the game, and yeah, for Namibia as well. So as it stands, I think we've had 2 short corners of the game, and both going to Namibia. Yeah, and just a couple discussions from the Namibians here as the Ugandans put on their face masks.
So Mareka put a few goals away yesterday off of her drag flick. Was really, really good drag flicking last night.
Yeah, she did absolutely amazing.
But she's still not on the field, so we'll watch the injections. Double castle. Either Mila Milan with the hard strike or Nikki Fourie will drag it. Back to Mila Milan. She's going to slip it to Tisha. And there's the touch in by Mareka Kriya.
There we go. There's goal number 2 for Namibia.
So 2-0 to Namibia. They're really looking comfortable once again. So this could be a long night for Uganda.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you did mention something about being cool and composed, but the Ugandans themselves look very cool and composed. You know, they are on the losing foot here, but they don't seem very phased by the 2 goals they've just conceded now in the first chaka. But maybe they do have some tricks up their sleeves. You know, maybe they might turn around the game in the next couple of minutes or the next few quarters to go.
As I said earlier, the North Africans or Africans in general don't sit back. They'll keep fighting till the end.
Yeah, most definitely. I think.
So there's a big run by Uganda down the middle, but once again turnover on the NAM 25. Jess Gresser gets the ball intercepted by Uganda, and off they go.
Seems to be no change of strategy from Uganda here at the kickoff. They still just the forward with the ball just still wants to dribble through the whole team, and not retain possession. But I think that's a strategy that has been discussed amongst themselves, so they seem to know what they're doing. But Uganda just have it just outside the circle here, looking to make their first circle penetration of the game.
Nikki Fourie has the ball, plays it out to Abby Rolls. Louise McCarthy running down the flank. She's got a Ugandan on her. Great dribbling skills, in and out, and she's beaten 2 players, 3 players. Passed it to Marlene Kutsia, throws it into the circle, but unfortunately goes wide past the box.
She's done very well beating those 4 players, I must say, and then getting a long corner for Namibia. She's going to drive, into the circle here, tries to find another teammate, but just an interception there by Uganda. Good job by the defense. The Ugandan player here, number 7, Anita Atten, just saves the ball just before it goes outside the line.
Louise McCarthy gets the ball. She recycles it around the back. And there's Mila Milan again on the left flank. She opts to go all the way back once again. She's under a bit of pressure. Unfortunately, a wild ball. And now they have to chase back. Uganda trying to get it there, but I think that ball's going to go out for a Uganda push through.
Unfortunately, that pass by the Namibian player didn't find any other Namibian sticks, and now the Ugandans will just take it for a line-out, just in Namibia's 23. There's Nelly Tamayo with the ball here. Good tackle here by Abby Rolls. And Uganda will take the long corner. Good setup structure here by Namibia to disperse their players very well on the defensive role here.
So you're going to get a long ball into the circle. They still keep possession, but there's a tackle by Mila Milan. She turns it over. She's going to opt to slap the ball down the flank. Turned over by Uganda once again.
I think the Namibian defense here just need to work on their strategies when it comes to playing the ball forward, because I think the hard and long balls seem to be being intercepted by the Ugandans here, and not finding any other Namibian sticks. But there again, another interception by Uganda. They'll drive forward, but she unfortunately doesn't find another Namibian stick. So
with 4 minutes to go, it's been a really scrappy game, although Namibia lead 2-0. it has been a bit scrappy. The connections aren't so good. But Namibia are sitting with the advantage and seem quite comfortable where they are.
Yeah, definitely. I think a bit too comfortable, I must say. You know, they're now making a bit really forced errors here. And, I mean, they can definitely.
There's the error.
You know.
Fortunately, Nicky Fari gets away with that. But again, it's turnover by Uganda, then by Namibia, and off they go down the flank once again. Louise McCarthy driving down the right flank, pops the ball inside to Marlene Kutsia. Into the circle, has a shot. Oh, what a great shot, but unfortunately just wide of the left post.
Yeah, it was a good shot by Marlene Kutsia there, but unfortunately not finding the target. But yeah, Uganda will start here 16.
So to viewers that are sitting at home watching, you're watching the Junior Africa Cup, Namibia versus Uganda. Not an overly important game for Namibia, but one that they need to win to secure their second spot going into their next few games. Uganda, hoping to get some form of result. They forfeited their first game of the tournament and now really want to try and get a result. There's some great dribbling by Uganda down the middle of the field. Played it wide to number 7. Pops it into the circle. First time they've really entered the circle, but Jasmine Cartwright clears the ball. And off go Namibia once again.
Yeah, good job by Namibian goalie to clear her lines there and find another Namibian player. But yeah, it's interesting, Trevor, that you mentioned that Namibia trying to secure a second spot here. But, if all goes well in this game, they could actually secure a first spot. And, equal level goal difference with South Africa.
Yeah.
And points as well. They haven't played South Africa yet in this tournament. But I guess that would decide the first spot on who wins that game. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a rest day tomorrow, Wednesday, so no hockey action for the viewers out there. But we resume action on Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. And that's when Namibia...
So you're going to pop the ball into the circle. Oh, nearly touched the ball into, but played it wide, and Namibia gets and secure the ball once again.
Yeah, good job here by the Namibian goalie to just leave it as it was, taken from outside of the circle.
Was a great shot into the circle, a really good touch, but unfortunately goes wide.
Yeah,
that was a big opportunity for Uganda to pull one back.
Yeah, just before the end of the first quarter, they would have definitely just been one goal down, but just missing out on the chance to score their first goal of the game.
So Tish Sameda plays the ball down the middle. There's an obstruction by Uganda. Marlene Kutsia drives the ball into the circle. But she's tackled just inside, and Uganda turn it over. Number 9 is under pressure by 2 Namibians.
Yeah,
Jolly Alima,
just
captain.
That earlier chance that Uganda took just shows you that they're not ready to be written off just yet in this tournament. They are the underdogs, but just shows you that they've also brought their A game here, and they're not going to go out without a fight. Bit of a swing and a miss there.
Swing and a miss. Turnover by Namibia. Marlene Kutse again trying to pop the ball into the circle, but intercepted by Uganda.
Free hit for Uganda here, just over their 23 line.
So with a few seconds left in the game, Uganda have the ball. They're going to try and get the ball down the flank. Maybe one last chance for them.
Yeah, I think in any second now the route is about to go, so just a bit of a good chance here for the Ugandans to just go reset and have a sip of water and then rethink some strategies and talk about some stuff.
So that's the final, that's the whistle for them to go to the dugouts for the end of the first quarter. So going into the second quarter, Cedric McCarthy doesn't look too disturbed right now. But they would be looking at getting a few more goals on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And as we saw early on the tables, they are missing out on the goal difference against South Africa. So about 14 goals they need to make up tonight to catch up to South Africa in terms of goal difference.
So as we watch the highlights, there was the first shot. Mila Milan had a shot at goal, straight down the middle, and puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a good shot by Mila Milan and getting the first goal of the game from the set piece there. Good stuff by Namibia. Bit of sloppy defense here by Uganda because it was a straight shot.
Very much so.
A
Oh.
crunchy tackle here against Tisha Semedo.
There's a shot by Marlene Kutsia again in a crowded circle, and just a touch and an obstruction by one of the Namibian players, Tisha.
Here was the second short corner of the game that Namibia got. A slip to the left. A reverse flick just saved by the goalie, but she couldn't get the second shot, which allowed Namibia their second goal of the game.
There's Marlene's Kutsia's shot at goal just past the left post. But the two goals are offset pieces, very scrappy goals though, not too direct, but enough to give Namibia a comfortable lead.
Yeah, definitely. I think those short corner goals were very well executed, but a bit sloppy, as you say, Trevor. But hopefully now, Cedric did talk to his goals, and hopefully they'll be a bit more solid when it comes to the set pieces, and try and hopefully get a few more goals from them.
So as the teams come out of the dugouts for the start of the second quarter, welcome viewers to the Junior Africa Cup in Windhoek, Namibia. You are watching Namibia versus Uganda ladies. The score right now is 2-0 to Namibia.
Yeah, good evening once more if you're just joining us. We are live at Windhoek High School at the Devon Astro hockey turf. And here for you, we've got the Namibian ladies against the Ugandan ladies for the second quarter. Namibian ladies leading 2-0, as Trevor said just now.
So again, some scrappy play. Uganda keep the ball, they drive into the circle, but unfortunately a bit of an infringement, so turned over for Namibia.
It seems to me that they seem a bit too comfortable here, the Namibians. The Ugandans are having a good circle penetrations here.
So Mila Milan tries to slap the ball to another Namibian player, but once again turnover by Uganda. She's a really strong girl. She's got a great overhead. I'm not sure why she's not using it in this game.
Yeah, I think they haven't really played any overheads this game. They've just been playing the back and forth, the slapping game thus far. But hopefully they can change a few things.
Oh, there's number 7, Marika Neerthling. She's back on the park. It's good to see her. She's was scoring great drag flicks last night for Namibia. So.
Yeah, she was doing a very good job. It's a long corner, I believe, for Uganda. And
Captain Zayli Philander is also back on the pitch, so maybe we'll see a little bit more action from them. But Uganda again just playing a free hit backwards, big hits into the circle, but again going wide.
Yeah, seems to me like on an attacking perspective, Trevor, that Uganda have been a bit more forceful in this, even in the last few minutes of the first quarter, and in these first few minutes of the second one, that they've been asking a lot of questions of Namibia, and Namibia haven't really been quite forceful and lethal when it comes to attack. But I think they are very laid back at the moment, and. I guess Uganda just doing a very good job here at keeping possession and keeping Namibia at bay here in their own defensive half.
So Uganda just outside the Namibia 25. Again, 2 infringements by Abby Rolls. They keep driving it. They're now into the 25 of Namibia, taking on players into the circle. There's a bit of stick obstruction, and Namibia clear the ball. Very scrappy once again, but Namibia managed to secure the ball. And Mila Milan will once again take her fruit. There's the overhead. That's the one we're looking for.
It's like she heard you from here.
I'm telling you, either that or Cedric can hear me from the bench. But look at the height and distance of that overhead. That was well over the halfway line. So.
Yeah, and it seemed to me like she wasn't even trying at all. It looked like another day in the office for her sending that overhead.
She even yawned after she threw it.
Wasn't bothered at all. But yeah, Namibia go here on the attack. Annika Higgs with the ball.
So I think it's, the frustration, Uganda are really frustrating Namibia. They want to run the ball, but they haven't had much room to run it. So that is a tactic of a lot of African teams. They just get stuck in. And, when you're playing against teams like that, it's really, really hard to get the ball rolling. But the ball's played into the baseline. Abby Rolls having a go at the goal, saved though. I think the angle was quite a difficult one.
It was a good receive by Abby Rolls there on the baseline. A backhand receive and a straight shot at goal. She did very well there.
So there's Anthea Kutsia. She's driving the ball just outside the circle. She plays it into Abby. Abby's holding it. Looks like it was, yeah, she played it out, so it's a 16 to Uganda.
Yeah, just Uganda just troughing the ball around, but yeah, interception here by Annika Higgs. Change of possession in Namibia's favour. Yeah, free hit here for Uganda. I think that was a foul play by Annika Higgs as she just flicked the ball straight into the Ugandan player. Yeah, but Uganda's Winnie Nandi will take it forward here. Still Uganda's ball as they push forward. Try to recycle the ball back. Playing it right into the danger zone, Trevor. I think she had no options up front or across. Yeah, I wonder what the strategy was behind that.
I'm not sure, but Uganda have the ball. They're driving again into the 25 of Namibia, and it's turned over in their favour. Namibia are playing high, sort of like they look like they're man-to-man pressing, but not very aggressively. So they're giving the Ugandans a lot of time on the ball. Tisha Sameda goes in for a tackle, unfortunately turned around again. And Uganda looking just to make the ball live and enter. Once again, there's an infringement. And the umpire's blown a short corner for Uganda. Uganda's first short corner.
Yeah, Jenna Nakato just getting the first short corner for her team here, doing very well. I think the Namibian player wasn't 5. I believe that was the call behind the short corner. So yeah, I think Uganda will be looking to half the deficit here in terms of goals and trying to get some points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, definite opportunity, and you know Namibia are not in the clear yet. The 2-0 trap is sitting there, you know, not in their favour now. So maybe Uganda can pull one back. There's the injection. There's a slight push, a little bit of space, intercepted by Namibia, and thrown out.
Yeah, good break by Namibia here.
Yeah, Kayla Gilly. Yeah, first wave running out, intercepting the ball, and just chucking it out to relieve a bit of pressure.
She did very well there, being the first man there at the ball and clearing the ball, any danger.
So once again, Uganda play the ball back to trough it, but they go very deep, which means now they're under pressure in their own 25 after having the advantage in the halfway line. Tisha Sameda gets the ball. She has a shot stopped by a Ugandan player and turned over. Uganda get a 16 once again.
Yeah, good circle passing here by Namibia, getting the shot there, but unfortunately just missing out there, and defender just equaling that a shot with a good stop there. Keeper wasn't really bothered by that shot, as her defense was well intact for that.
Right, so Namibia doing a man-to-man press. They're a little bit more aggressive now, so hopefully they can turn it over. Abby Rolls questioning the umpire. She's not convinced the decision was the right one. Not many players are.
Yeah, I was going to say that, you know, as a player, you never really, like 50% of the time, you never agree with an umpire's call unless it's in your favor, you know.
So free hit taken, turned over by Namibia, and quick free hit, and again, no one's really, you know, achieving anything by just playing the ball into each other's foot, you know. Just stop-starts, and there's no flow for Namibia right now.
You know, they seem to be trying to get the free hits in Namibia's and Uganda's 25, but Uganda just keep on calmly just clearing their lines very well, I must say. You know, they no goals yet in this chaka, as we've seen.
So there's Marika Neethling with the ball in the Ugandan 25, plays it to Tisha Sameda, who drives it into the circle. There's a one-handed backstick shot at the goals, but again goes wide. So
yeah, when it comes to effort with those one-handed job, you know, with a shot or a one-handed stick or one-handed drive, you know, you never get really good control with that. You know, I think you as a coach, Trevor, you often probably tell your players no one-handed stuff. You always have to be strong on the ball, 2 hands on your stick all the time.
Yeah, I always say play to your strengths. You know, if your strength is definitely not one-handed.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So off we go. Uganda playing the ball wide down the line. Umpire asked them to take it back again.
There's a free hit for Uganda here, just on the halfway line. Good troughing, yeah, from right to left here for Uganda. Uganda's number 2, Winnie Nandi, just takes it forward.
She seems a useful little player. Eh? She gets the ball, she drives it, she keeps possession, wins the little free hits, and then keeps going at it. So there she goes once again in support.
Yeah, she's done very well. I think she got Uganda their first short corner, and yeah, she's been doing very well in this game, I must say. Good stuff from Miss Winnie Nandi in this game.
So Mila Milan, there you go. Again, big overhead. Look at that tee, right over the halfway. I think she just needs to make, you know, a connection now. We spoke about it in a previous game. Overheads are great if they're used properly. You know?
Yeah, definitely, Trevor. You know, if they can find the intended targets, then you know they can definitely use that to their strengths. Uganda haven't really been throwing much overheads in this game, or any overhead at all. So I must say that's definitely a strength that maybe I have over Uganda, is the overheads. So if they can execute those properly, then they can use that to their advantage for sure.
There's another turnover. Annika Higgs interception. She's driving towards the circle, but she gets tackled once again by number 8, Hilda Balandemu.
Here are some stats for you here, as you see. Namibia have taken 5 shots at goal, and Uganda only getting 1 shot. And circle penetrations, Namibia have 12. Uganda just missing out here with only 2 circle penetrations.
So there's a big tackle on the edge of the circle by Kayla Gilly, awarding, the umpire awarding Uganda their second short corner.
Yeah, good job.
As they're driving down, Kayla just puts her stick in the way, and Uganda's tripped, falls over, and the umpire's convinced that's a short corner.
Yeah, and when it comes to our possession here, 50-50 split. It's split 50-50. And I must say that must be fair, because Uganda really have been keeping good possession in the game, and they've been penetrating the circle a couple more times, and keeping the ball very well. And
so the last shorty, they sort of played around with it on top of the D. I hope they just go for the connection this time. There's the little slip once again into the Namibian player's foot. Umpire plays on, but no advantage. So Uganda get a retake. Oh, no, there's a free hit just outside. Bit of confusion in the circle. Namibia drops, but they realize it's been turned into a free hit. Uganda smash the ball into the circle. Have a go at goal, but it's cleared by Namibia.
yeah, good stuff by Uganda here to try and get the ball into the circle, but unfortunately the forwards aren't so clinical in front of goal. But I guess it's the Namibian defense there, quite intimidating, not allowing the Ugandans to take any clear shots at goal.
So interesting to see Marlene Kutsia playing on the left back sort of scenario. Azali Finlander has the ball. She plays it into the circle. It's played out. And then Namibia again, once again playing the ball out the back baseline, and Uganda get a 16 once again.
Yeah, good attack from Namibia here to try and hopefully you know, get a goal, but Uganda just matched that by clearing their lines and getting a 16 for themselves.
So Irina Tim takes the 16. It's played again, bashed down the middle of the field.
Collected by another Ugandan player. It just misses the Namibian stick here. Yeah, beats 1 and 2 players here. Uganda's number 7, Anita Tim. Yeah, she's brought her fighting spirit here. You know, she's not taking any no's today.
So Namibia keep possession, playing it down the left flank. Just 1-2s, inside, outside. That's great hockey. Unfortunately, the long pass to the pocket is a bit wide of Zayli, and we have a 16 for Uganda.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned earlier about those connecting passes. You know, they have to be a bit more, more certain with their passes, and hopefully, you know, stick to ball, because I can't really stretch for the ball. A bit hard to. If the turf is a bit if it's this wet, then it can be a bit challenging stretching for the ball. But yeah,
so Zayli Finlander 3Ds into the circle, turnover by Uganda. Interesting though, T, I see that Marlene Kutsia and Louise are now on the left hand side. They started off on the right. Looks like Coach Cedric McCarthy has taken them to the left now.
Yeah, I think allowing Annika Higgs there on the right to just sort of control things on that side. But I think Annika's also off, I think, on the...
Oh, she's there up front.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There she is.
Do you think he's trying to find more room for Marlene and Louise on the left-hand side, rather?
Yeah, I think so, because they are quite lethal when it comes. They've got good control, good stick control. So I think putting them on the left there and hoping to like switch play and putting Azali also there as forward, I think it is a strategic switch for sure. But yeah, with about 2 minutes left to play here in the second quarter, Namibia, we haven't seen any goals this far. Namibia haven't really taken any shots at goal. Kenya have had 2 short corners, but failing to convert both, unfortunately. But yeah, no goals this far in this in the quarter. Yeah, Anita Atom goes here as she takes a free hit. Oh.
So umpire opts not to give dangerous. She just gives the advantage in a 16 to Namibia.
No, if this was golf, she would, that would definitely be a birdie.
A hole in one.
Hole in one, yeah. There we go.
So Namibia play out. Mila Milan is now on the right-hand flank. As you see, she's playing it down. They've pushed Nikki Fury a little bit higher. And there's Annika Higgs on her bicycle going down the flank, but a heavy presence from Uganda, putting her under pressure and breaking her stride again.
Yeah, I mean, Winnie Nandi was matching her stride. They were going foot for foot there as they were chasing the ball. But lucky for Annika, they just got the free hit there.
So Annika self-plays, tries to bash it into the middle, but it's turned over by Uganda. And the captain, Jolly Alima, once again, driving great 3D popping. Yeah. Off she goes down the flank. Oh, she's taken out on the flanky as well, but after she passed the ball. But there's a bit of a tussle between Annika Higgs and Jolly right now, so should be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely. I think Annika seems a bit. Her skills a bit matched there on the right hand side by the defenders on the right hand side as well. They're not giving her any space to breathe there, unfortunately, and Annika hasn't really showed us her brilliance.
So there's a big overhead from Mila from the 25, from the halfway this time. So there she goes all the way out with that one. She's really got a huge overhead. If she can just harness that a little bit better and use it more constructively, that could be a good tactic.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe in myself at that age. I think I was just learning how to throw overheads. Mine weren't that good, but it's such good stuff, to see.
So we end the second quarter with Namibia still leading 2-0. That was a 0-0 quarter, T.
Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, no goals in this quarter. But both goals coming in both in the first quarter from Namibia, and Kenya looking a bit more menacing here in the second quarter, but unfortunately not getting any goals for themselves.
So as the teams go to the dugouts for half-time talks, to the viewers out there, you're watching the Junior Africa Cup in Windhoek, Namibia, live on NBC. We're very fortunate to have our national broadcasting company showing this live to all the viewers all over Africa. As we watch the highlights, first short corner, Mila Milan takes it straight down the middle through 4 Kenyans, but puts Namibia 1-0 ahead.
Yeah, she did a very good job there. Unfortunately, the Uganda just misses like about 4 players and the goalie through her legs. And getting the first goal of the game, Mila Milan did a very good job there.
If that was 10 pin, she would have got a strike.
Most definitely,
So there's Marlene with a huge shot towards goals. She duffs it a little bit, but unfortunately Tisha Semeda couldn't take advantage of the second phase.
Yeah, this was the second short corner that Namibia got. A slip to the left, Tisha Semeda collected and switched the ball to the right. Attempted flick, but matched by the goalie, but second time of asking, she got the goal.
There's the big shot from Marlene Kutsia, but again, just going wide of the left post.
Yeah, a bit of showboating here going on by Uganda. Fake right, go left. Good stuff from her. Good
there's the opportunity for Uganda. It just goes wide, a little touch. That was a big opportunity to pull one back.
Yeah, definitely. I think she was probably shaking her head a bit too hard there after missing that chance, because she knew that it wasn't an easy tap in for her. But,
So there's Anita Tim. She's been driving that ball down the left flank for Uganda. And unfortunately, the only way you can stop her is by taking her out.
yeah, most definitely. We saw that earlier as she did take a tumble, but that didn't stop her in her stride.
Then there's the captain, Jolly Alimo. Once again, that great little pop going down the base, the flank. Yeah, and T, I think Jolly and definitely Anita have been the key playmakers for Uganda in this half.
Yeah, most definitely, Trevor. It's a bit of a shame that we haven't really seen the both of them connect very well on that flank, but I think that's something that the Uganda coach can definitely talk about at half-time.
So the half-time stats, Namibia leading 2-0 against Uganda. Possession 50-50, that's quite surprising, but I think it's come from a lot of scrappy play in the midfield. The circle penetrations are in favour of Namibia. They're just not taking advantage of that. They've had 5 shots on goals. They've had 2 penalty corners, but 2 goals. So they've got 100% strike rate on PCs, which is an amazing stat if you're a coach.
Yeah.
They were both relatively scrappy though. They weren't like too clean, sort of second phase goals. But the Namibia really taking advantage of the stats in this game.
And so far in this first half, it's been a clean game. As you can see, no cards have been given to both teams here respectively. So I think the girls have really been playing a good and clean game, which is nice to see, you know. Even though Namibia, I mean, as you said, the circle penetrations, usually if you are asking so many questions of the opposing team, you tend to make silly mistakes and, give away fouls. But Uganda have been very disciplined, I must say, by not allowing any of their girls to give in to the pressure that the Namibians have been giving them.
So for the viewers, we're just going to take a quick break and then we'll have a chat to you going into the second half of Namibia versus Uganda.
And it is number 2! What a brilliant goal from JP Prince! Keep it simple in the same corner. Duran carrying the ball. He's been one of the
Key playmakers.
And this is unbelievable!
Owen Hansen.
Puts it away. It is 2-1 to Namibia. And who is the man who finds that pass? Christian Duran.
Every team huddle, every kickoff, every scrum, every tackle, every sidestep, every try, absolutely everything rugby. Absolute Rugby. For the love of the game. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Namibia proudly hosts the Junior Hockey World Cup qualifiers right in the heart of Windhoek. From the 18th to the 25th of April at Devon Truscott Hockey Stadium, the best young talents from across Africa will battle it out for a shot at global glory. Who will represent the continent on the world stage? Follow real-time updates and all the live action on all our NBC Sports social media platforms. This is more than just hockey. This is the road to the World Cup. Catch every moment live on NBC2. NBC, it's ours.
Hi viewers, welcome back to the Junior Africa Cup in Windhoek, Namibia, here at the Devon Truscott Hockey Stadium. We're watching Namibia versus Uganda ladies. The score at halftime is 2-0.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. If you're just joining us, my name is Tawana Mutapati. I'm here joined by my lead commentator, Trevor Cormack. We are coming at you live here at Windhoek High School, the Devon Astro Hockey Field.
So T, looking at the stats, and this is the as it stands, as far as I know. Namibia, if they were leading, have now closed the gap against South Africa. The only difference is the goal difference, 33 to 21. But both 4 games, 4 wins.
Oh, good stuff by the women here, to come in and play 4 games and win 4 of them. But yeah, I think 12 more goals in this game will, draw them equal in terms of goal difference. So hopefully Namibia will be hoping to try and get more goals on the board and try and catch up to South Africa.
Yeah, so if it stays like this, they probably secure their place in the final.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it is a given for them. So unless things do change. But as we said, Uganda coming into this game as underdogs and Namibia as favourites.
So there's the whistle. Uganda have the pushback. They opt to go forward at Namibia. Once again driving that ball through the middle of the field, but it's turnover by Zali Philander, and Namibia regain possession at the halfway line.
Yeah, a bit sloppy here by Uganda, just losing out on possession there on kickoff. But Namibia just very aware and very awake. But here Uganda will take the free hit for a foul committed by Namibia.
So although possession sitting at 50-50, Namibia really do look comfortable and not too concerned right now. But a 2-0 lead is not coach's best friend. Yeah,
definitely a little too comfortable, I'm afraid, Trevor, because we've played 2 quarters already. First half is over and done with, and 2 goals. It's a risky game, as you say. The tricky 2-0, the tricky 2-goal is not a good, it's not a comfortable lead at all.
No, and the fact is Uganda have had 2 short corners and not made or taken the most of it. So, I wouldn't be too comfortable right now. But Namibia do look calm and collective. They seem to be happy where they stand. They are doing a high press. There's not much pressure on the Ugandans, though. They're just waiting to turn the ball over.
Yeah, I think, there we go. Some good pressure here by allowing them to get possession here.
So there's Marika Neethling, long back stick pass to Zali Philander, who gets it to Malin Kutsia with a big shot. Once again, she's just putting it wide under a lot of pressure from Uganda, though.
Yeah, it seems to me that the little connecting passes aren't really working very well for Namibia, because a good man-to-man marking that Uganda are doing here, shutting off Namibia on the attack.
So long corner, Alice Rolls takes the ball, plays it back to Marika Neethling. She puts the ball into the circle, but once again goes through the traffic, and Uganda get a 16. So ball's played wide to the left flank. Again, there's a drive by Irina Tim. Big slap down the middle of the field. Uganda turn it over. A little pass through, obstruction by the Namibian Nicola Ferry. And there's a free hit just outside the circle to Uganda.
Yeah, good slap here by the Uganda defender, to just find her forward there at the top of the circle.
Janet Nakatu gets the ball, drives it wide to get the 5 yards. She's doing little pulls, but she keeps possession, driving outside the circle, trying to get the 5 yards going. and Namibia's created an obstruction, so they retain the free hit. They need to get that ball into the circle, T.
They do, most definitely. You know, I think they do need to get some goals as well. You know,
So there's an attempt turned over by Namibia, and Marlene Kutsia goes on its drive down the middle, turnover by Uganda, and they drive down the middle now, passing the ball, and Nicola Fourie steps in and turns the ball over in favour of Namibia.
Yeah, it seems to me that both of these teams here seem to be a bit relaxed on their passes. You know, a lot of 50-50 passes here, not really finding a teammate. You know, so it's a bit concerning for both teams here that their passes aren't really finding players, especially on attack.
There's a great pass to Abby Rolls. She was instrumental in distributing the ball for Namibia the other evening. And I think we can see her if she gets a bit of room in this quarter. She'll be the one to be putting the ball on the end of their forward stick and hopefully putting it in the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely. She did very well in the other game against Zim, and I think she hasn't really got into gear in this game, but hopefully as the time keeps going, she'll get her rhythm back and connect more balls to her players.
So Marika Neethling and Nicola Fourie troughing the ball. Kayla Gilly gets the ball down the left flank. Tisha Samira tries to look for midfield. Interference by the Ugandans. Tisha once again keeps the ball. Abby Rolls comes screaming in, and Uganda turn it over and dribble the ball out the circle. Annika Higgs, Annika Higgs drives the ball, pops it into the circle. Unfortunately, they just get a long corner out of that. There's Abby Rolls. There's the pass into the circle, but still not onto Namibian stick. So Abby opts to trough the ball to the back to the defenders. Marika Neethling passes to Nicola Fourie. They trough it to the help side, which seems to be a little bit more, has a little bit more room. But Uganda intercept and just bash the ball out of trouble once again.
Yeah, a bit of a chase here from number 9, Namibia's number 9 here, Nicola Fourie, but she manages to collect and clear her lines. Finds Kayla. Kayla slaps the ball down to Tisha, but Tisha fails to collect, but it's still her free hit.
So they just need to once again just be patient. You know, maybe not opt to drive down the ball side, but get it to help side where there's a lot more space. Right now they're just playing, I think, into the palms of the Ugandans. They're waiting for the ball and they're just turning it over.
Yeah, I think they're not so strong, you know, once they receive the ball. Even on upon receive of the ball, they're not really keeping the ball very well, not very strong. So I think that's definitely something that needs to change for the Namibians here tonight.
There's Alice Rolls passing the ball, unfortunately intercepted by the Ugandan captain.
Uganda playing a bit of a risky game here in their 25. Not very worried about clearing their lines on an urgent matter here, but...
So Janet Nakato, the Ugandan number 16, passes the ball through the space, but again it just drives it out to the baseline.
Yeah, I'm sure there was more for clearance than it was a pass here, because there weren't any Ugandan players I saw along that pocket. So good stuff from her to clear her lines very well there, and then I guess Uganda can restructure.
So Marika Neethling with the overhead to get out of trouble. Marlene Kutsia picks it up. She drives down the middle. Bit of 3D hockey. She manages to keep it in the circle, but unfortunately the Ugandans trying to bash their way out of trouble. And Janet Nakatu trying to win the ball from the Namibians, but unfortunately they get a free hit and they're trying to get something out of it in the circle T, and there it is. There's the short corner. So that's the risk of a crowded circle when you're defending. Yeah.
It always, 9 times out of 10 that in any case that you'd get a short corner if you do play your cards right, play the ball around and then either find a foot or get a foul, end up with a short corner. But Namibia will line up here for their third short corner of the game.
Yeah, I think with Marika Neethling back on, they definitely have to go to that first castle and back her on the drag. She scored some awesome goals yesterday.
She did, most definitely. I think she'll be looking to do that again tonight.
So we're waiting for the injection by Marlene Kutsia. To the first castle, Marika steps and she takes the shot. I don't know if that was a timing thing, you know, she was under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, she did have to change her footing a bit there. You know, it was a good push, it was a good stop, but I think she just it didn't really come in within her line, you know, to take a proper shot. But
so Abby has the self play off the 25. Ball is played in, but once again, just out the baseline. We need to put that ball on the box if you want to get something out of it.
yeah, you know, a lot of circle penetrations. You know, either you can get a short corner, you can get a good tap in goal, or something can come from a good circle penetration, I must say. Good interception here by Namibia. Good shot on goal here. Finds the target, but then the keeper just matches. But Namibia still asking a lot of questions here of Uganda.
So Marlene was under pressure, trying to twist and turn the ball to get in her favour, to get a shot away. Unfortunately, the Ugandans bully her off the ball and get a 16.
Yeah, good job by shutting her out there, Marlene Kutsia, and not allowing her to get any further, getting any clean shots at goal.
Yeah, the space in that circle is very, very tight.
It is.
So Namibia just trying to hold possession down the right side of the field. Marika Kriya fighting to win the ball, keeps it and gets a free hit out of it. Namibia just inside the Ugandan 25. Anthea Kutsia self-playing, has no pass on, loses the ball to the Ugandan.
Yeah, now Namibia caught here on the chase here. Unfortunately, just missing out here, not finding an option on the pass there. But
so Juliet Bira, she's driving down the left flank and back passes, but no one in the circle to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a good run by the Ugandans there to find, to get the ball there in their 16 and push it forward and try and get a circle penetration. But unfortunately, no shot on goal as Juliet Bira just swings and misses there and doesn't find connection with the ball. Yeah, here as it stands here, Namibia have taken about 7 shots at goal. Uganda have only taken the 1, but out of the 7, and circle penetrations. Namibia now have 16. Kenya now have 3. And possession now has shifted in Kenya's favor, in Uganda's favor, excuse me, with 55% for Uganda and 45% for Namibia.
So Abby Rolls driving the ball from a free hit into the circle, getting a penalty corner for Namibia. I hope they can make better use of this one, T. The last one, the push-outs seemed to be a little bit slow. Marika didn't have much time on the ball and then opted to go for a shot.
Yeah, definitely. This is the 4th short corner they've got this game, and they scored 2 out of the 4. So hopefully they'll be hoping to make it 3 out of the 4 with this one.
So to the viewers out there that may have joined us now, Namibia leading Uganda 2-0. Namibia have a short corner in the 3rd chukka with 4 minutes to go. The injection will be Marlene Kutsia. And Marika Neething steps up. There she goes for the drag. It's a save, but second phase, Marlene Kutsia puts it in the back of the net.
Yeah, you did mention a thing or two about those drag flicks, hey, Trevor. There we go. She did show that she's still capable of that, and unfortunately the keeper did save, but on second phase, Namibia end up with the goal.
So Namibia 3-0 up. We were waiting for that. Marika's drag flicking. She really gets stuck in, and she's got a lot of power behind that. The goalie couldn't do much with it, and Marlene Kutsia, the injector, steps in for the second phase.
She did very well there. Good awareness from her. She didn't stay there by the injection position. She came in right there near post and got a good tap in.
So viewers, it's 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Uganda have the push out. Namibia have just scored to take a 3-0 lead. The weather here is extremely nice. It's cool, but it's really good weather if you have a chance to come and watch a bit of hockey. The weather is really good. If you're watching in front, thank goodness NBC are televising this game live.
You know, they're televising for the ones that couldn't make it out here tonight. But, fear not. This is not our last day of hockey. We still have a few more days to go for action-packed hockey. So if you do feel like coming out, please join us on Thursday.
So Uganda have the ball again, pushing it down the middle. Namibia turn it over. Tisha Semedo goes wide, intercepted by Uganda. Abby Rolls takes control. She has 5 Ugandan players around her. Gets it out. Annika Higgs gets it into the circle. Unfortunately, there was an infringement, and Uganda get possession.
Yeah, Uganda will take their 16 here. And you didn't mention the weather earlier, Trevor. It's only 18 degrees Celsius.
Yeah,
it's,
really
nice
cool.
and cool.
Really cool. Tomorrow's off day.
Yeah, it is.
So the players or the teams that play today will be resting tomorrow. The ladies will probably be looking forward to their rest day tomorrow, before they get stuck in towards the end of the tournament.
Yeah, true. I mean, I think Thursday is the last day for group games, and then Friday we move right on to the finals. So I think the teams that do make the finals are looking forward to this rest day, and just to rest and reset.
So there, Abby Rolls goes on the run again, passes out wide to Annika Higgs. She's heavily tackled by the Ugandan, but turned over, and they keep driving it down that left flank. Now there's a big hit across to the help side. Unfortunately, no one on the end of that ball, and Namibia get the free hit. Kayla Gilliard takes a quick self-play, tries to get it to Tisha Semedo, but intercepted by Uganda. Tisha takes a quick self-play into the circle, and there's Abby Rolls at the end of it. Marlene can't get around once again. There's a bit of obstruction, and Namibia get a short corner.
Yeah, that's the 5th short corner for Namibia, having converted 3 of them. So, they've done very well, I must say, on their short corners. So, a bit sloppy here and there, but they've converted 3 out of the 5. So, hopefully they can either stick with what happened with what they did the last one, or change things up a bit.
So, change of injector. Looks like Marika Neethling will be injecting this time, T, and not taking the drag flick. That's interesting.
So it's a good change of tactics, I must say, from a beautiful drag just early on, and now she's the one providing it.
So Mila Milan looking to have a hit. The Ugandans are just stepping in the way, and they win the 16.
Yeah, the Ugandans are a bit more switched on this time around. They pressed, they broke very early, and they managed to get possession of that and allowing themselves a 16 here and relieving the pressure.
So 2 minutes to go. Uganda have the ball in their own half. Namibia lead 3-0. The pace hasn't really changed. The possession, I don't think, has changed much. Namibia just keep bashing away, and they look content just to be putting a goal away every chukka.
Yeah, they're very comfortable. They don't seem to be bothered by the way they're playing defensively, because I think no connecting passes for the Ugandans, unfortunately, back there. Because I don't think the players are very confident playing from the back, but I guess from the front, good control here from the forwards, I must say.
Do you think the tactics are just not to chase goal difference, T? Because this should have been a game where they could have chased a few goals and closed the gap on South Africa.
I think given that they do have a rest day tomorrow, I think probably when it comes to tactics, they probably discussed about just taking it easy this game, and allowing themselves a couple more hours of rest, given that they still have more hockey to play on Thursday than on Friday as well. And I believe on Saturday more games as well. So I think this is a good chance for them to get some rest, I must say, and not really push themselves. As going into this game, I think they did look at themselves as favourites, but Uganda haven't really taken it very easy on them. But here we go, another short corner for Namibia. A good baseline run here from the Namibian forward, finding a foot of the Ugandan player. But the Namibians here will huddle up and discuss, maybe change up some strategies as the Kenyans put on their face masks.
So it must be taken in context that on Thursday, Namibia will be playing South Africa. Yeah, and I think after tonight's game, as it stands, Namibia will be second to South Africa on goal difference. So that game will be a crunch game to see who takes the top of the log.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to watch that game. I think, yeah. So if you are watching from home, please do come out on Thursday and come witness Namibia take on South Africa.
So we have the injectors now, Mareka Kriya. She's gone to top of the D. They go wide to Tisha. She goes for the slap wide. Unfortunately, Uganda on the way. Mila Milan has a big shot at goal, saved on the line, and Uganda clear the ball.
I must say, a good defense here by Uganda, not putting out there on that short corner, because Namibia did play a good couple of phases there, switching the ball from left to right, but yeah, the defense did stay intact and didn't allow Namibia another goal.
So Jess Grace is back on the field. She gets the free hit and opts to trough once again to Mila Milan, who goes wide to Kayla Gillia. And Tisha Semena's on that end. She plays it into the middle. Uganda turn it over. And yeah, as the whistle goes, the team's going into the dugout for the final quarter.
Yeah, and as it stands here, Namibia leading the game 3-0. And yeah, with about 15 minutes left to play, I think we were hoping for a high scoring game here, because I'm sure Namibia were trying to make up the goal difference, but I guess that wasn't the strategy going into the game. But yeah, I mean, 3 goals.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Cedric and his team are happy just to get a win on the board, go second in the log on goal difference, and then maybe they're confident that the decider on Thursday to take top of the log is better than chasing goals, and maybe, yeah, getting the energy levels down a little bit.
Yeah, perhaps Cedric feels confident about taking on South Africa, so I think he really wanted his girls to rest up today and the next couple of days and come full force on Thursday.
So as we watch the highlights, there's Marika Neethling having a shot at goal cleared off the line by the Ugandans.
Oh, unfortunately, Uganda just missing out on that opportunity to get a goal for themselves here on the board. Here was Marika's beautiful flick at goal, and the goalie just meeting it there with her pad, and then second phase with Marlene just getting a good tap in there.
Again, the goalie clearing, but the second phase, you've got to clear that ball off the line too. Again, scrappy stop, scrappy set piece, and unfortunately, Uganda was diving all over the place to clear the ball off the line.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they put out their whole bodies there to try and save that. But yeah, I think the whistle has just first whistle just gone for a place to set up and get ready for the fourth and final quarter of the game.
So, to the viewers that have just joined us, you're watching the Junior Africa Cup here in Windhoek, Namibia. The score is 3-0 to Namibia versus Uganda going into the fourth quarter. Yeah, a game that hasn't been overly exciting. It's been quite scrappy, but Namibia looking and sitting quite pretty right now. Zayli Philander gets the ball, turned over by Uganda once again, and they just opt to play it wide and try to drive down the middle.
Yeah, just trying to find the right-hand pocket here. Uganda just trying to catch the Namibians out here on their weaker side, because it is their stronger side. But the attack, unfortunately, just goes. The ball just goes out outside the line. So Uganda losing out here on possession, allowing Namibia to take the ball just over the line and regain possession.
So do you think Coach Cedric is maybe opting not to show too much of his hand to the South Africans in this game, because they've got an opportunity to go 3 back and really put pressure on Uganda? Instead, they're troughing with a 4-man trough.
I don't think that's the case, to be honest with you, Trevor, because I think you did mention earlier when the game started that Cedric told you that he had a few niggles from the girls here on the team. So I think he is trying to sort of pull them back a little and try and not really aggravate any more injuries from any of the players. So I think in terms of showing South Africa any hands, I think the South Africans have done their homework, I'm sure. In the last few games, I'm sure they've been watching. So
yeah, to the viewers out there, if you haven't noticed, Mia Carstens and Anique Besaidenout haven't taken the field tonight. We spoke to Coach Cedric McCarthy, who said that they've got a few niggles, and he just opted to rather rest them tonight, and they have a day off tomorrow before they play South Africa.
Yeah, just
So Uganda have the ball, outside the circle, trying to attack, running it 5 yards before they enter, but really going nowhere, hit into the circle, and they get a short corner out of it.
Oh, there we go. I believe that is Uganda's third short corner of the game. Unfortunately, haven't converted any of their short corners, but hopefully they'll be looking to get this one in. Yeah, they've got numbers behind this short corner, I believe.
So there's a lot of negotiating going on there, T. The whole team is there deciding what they're going to do on the shorty. I just hope the decision maker is going to make the right choice, because they have an opportunity to bring the scoreline back by one.
I hope so. I hope so, Trevor, because they've been very threatening in front of goal, but unfortunately nothing very convincing.
There's the injection. They opt to go outside the circle, which allows them to enter the circle and take a lifted shot at the goals. But again, the ball is played wide, and Namibia turn it over.
Yeah, so Uganda, unfortunately, not very clinical here with their short corners. Not really making the most of them. This is their third one. They haven't really they haven't converted at all any of their short corners. So that's definitely something to work on from the coach's perspective here.
So you can see Abby Rolls getting the ball and just driving into a brick wall. The Ugandans are just stepping in the way. The other night she was instrumental in putting some beautiful balls through the middle for Namibia to score. And tonight they just keep driving into brick walls.
Yeah, the tempo seems a bit down from the Namibian ladies today. But I think it is what we mentioned earlier. About the niggles that they have and the tempo being very down. So I think they definitely has. I think the tournament has taken a toll on their bodies fatigue-wise. So a lot's happened, and I think they are feeling day 4 of today. So they are hopefully looking to take it easy.
So Zali Philander steals the ball off the Ugandan stick, enters it into the circle, but played out by Uganda. Louise McCarthy wants to take a quick self-play. Off she goes. She eliminates a Ugandan, tries to dribble into the circle, and there's a free hit just outside. So Mareka Kriya forces a short corner.
Yeah, so there we go. Namibia fortunate enough to get another short corner in this game, and they'll be looking forward to converting this one. Trying to get more goals here on the scoreboard, and get more and force a higher scoring lead here.
So with Namibia 3-0 up, we have 11 minutes of play left. We have a short corner to Namibia. Marlene Kutsia will be injecting the ball out to the two castles. I back that it would go to Nikki Fari.
Slip to the left. And another retake here. Retake of the short corner for Namibia.
So it did go to Nikki, but it looked like the plan was to slip it wide to get the slap into the circle.
Yeah, I believe she didn't get enough time to get the shot on goal, so I think she did opt just for the slip there, and then just a bit of change of strategy last minute, but did work for them, I guess. Let's see how the retake goes.
Oh, there you go. So she gets the drag. Unfortunately, she drags it wide. The other night she took one and put it in the back of the net.
She did, yeah, she did very well, but unfortunately this one just wide of the target, not finding the back of the net. But yeah, Tisha Semedo just coming in a bit harsh with that tackle, allowing Uganda a free hit just over their 25-meter line. Switch of play here by Uganda, goes from right to the left side. But yeah, to the viewers out there, if you're just joining us a bit too late, I must say this is the 4th quarter of the game. 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go. Namibia dressed here in the all blue, and Uganda dressed here in the red tops and the black skirts and the yellow socks, And as it stands, the scores for you, Namibia are 3 goals up, and Uganda haven't haven't scored any goals thus far. But only with about 10 minutes left in the game, a lot can change.
So Zayli Philander forces a short corner for Namibia. We'll see the injection by Marlene Kutsia once again. The double castle, Nikki Fourie looks geared up to take another drag.
Just waiting for the call there.
Alright, so Nikki opts to go for the straight shot at goal. Comes off of the Ugandan's foot, I think.
Yeah.
Lifted ball into Marlene, so they get another retake.
So yeah, it seems to me that they keep getting a good amount of chances here in Namibia, but they're not being very clinical when it comes to converting their short
There's
corners.
the injection. Marika Neethling, big shot. Unfortunately, Marlene Kutsi unable to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, just skims past the goal line here, and it doesn't find the back of the net, and just rolls out for Uganda 16. Yeah, a couple subs here for Namibia. Annika Higgs back on the field here. Makes an instant impact as she drives the ball forward and makes a pass.
That looks like an opportunity. Unfortunately, great save by the Ugandan goalie. Namibia recycle the ball to the baseline. Zayli Philander in the circle, slaps it across the face of the goals. Unfortunately, takes a touch by the Ugandans, and Namibia get a long corner.
Long corner for Namibia. Tisha Semedo collects the ball here just on top of the circle.
The urgency of the passing looks like it's picked up a little bit. Now they're finding a little bit more space and time on the ball. Mila Milan takes the free hit on the sideline, gives it to Zayli Philander. Once again, the Ugandans are in the way. Turn it over and try drive the ball out of their 25.
Yeah, good defense again here from Uganda, not allowing Namibia any chance here to extend their lead. Oh, Zayli matches that. He unfortunately did hit her body, but she argues that it did hit her stick and didn't find her body. But
never argue with the umpire, too.
There's Uganda's number 16. This is Janet Nakato. Keeps driving it forward here with aggression. Yeah, Namibia get a green card there. We did mention about how clean this game was, but unfortunately, first card of the game goes to Namibia. Zeli will happily collect this here. Oh. Play on, says the ref.
Great pass from Marlene Kutsia. Unfortunately, Zayli Philander unable to make use of that pass, and she also decides to call herself off. Do you think the legs are taking a little bit of toll now, as you said?
Yeah, most definitely. I think Zayli is one of those players that has a persistent injury, I believe, and I think she just doesn't want to aggravate it any further and miss out on the big game on Thursday. So I think it's a good call from the captain to call herself out and get a rest. But yeah, Uganda managed to clear their lines there just over the into Namibia's half, but Namibia will take the 16 here with Malin.
So Abby rolls, arcs, turns, passes the ball into the middle. Marika Kriya on the end of the ball. There's a lot of passing, but it's really, really tough out there in the circle. There's Ugandans are throwing their bodies on the line. The best you can do is get a short corner out of that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Namibia has just done now. They've got themselves another short corner, and 3 of their goals did come from short corners. They'll be looking to get another goal here.
So Marika Kriya will be injecting this time. Double castle. It looks like Marika Neethling is back on, and we have Nikki Fourie as well. Your guess, T?
Oh, I'm gonna guess. it's a bit hard because they've changed it up every other short corner they've taken. So we'll just have to watch and see what happens now.
There's the injection. American Earthling. There you go. That's what she does. She's just done what she does best.
Yeah, to be fair, I should have expected that. You did ask me my guess, but I was hoping for a little bit of a change there. But if she's been doing the job, then why change?
Well, I think the whole evening, I don't think anyone would have guessed what they were going to do. It's been really random, and I think again, as we said, there's they just want to play this game out and get their day off tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of trial and error from the girls here, but I guess they kind of just went and stuck with their guns here with just the injection straight to her.
So the score is 4-0 to Namibia with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Namibia slowly but surely stretching their lead, just turning the ball over, but Uganda keep fighting to try win the ball. There's a great tackle on Mila Milan, turnover by Uganda, and they're driving the ball into the 25 of Namibia, or the halfway, but yet again Mila Milan wins the ball back again.
Milan not finding an option to pass the ball, so she just decides to get the foul. And a great overhead here by Mila. Tisha collects here, top of the circle.
Sure, Namibia really, Abby Rolls working hard to try and find space there. Tisha Shemeda gets the ball, goes for backstick. But the umpire blows for Uganda. That circle is really, really busy.
Yeah, and I mean Uganda have numbers back there, I must say. I think the midfielders and the forwards are all dropping back in terms of defensive wise. So they are doing a good job. I mean, Namibia have only got their goals from short corners, so it does tell you a lot. As you can see here, they're taking 13 shots at goal. Uganda only having taken 1. And circle penetrations, by a wide margin, Namibia lead by 26, and Uganda only taking 3 of their circle penetrations. And possession has finally shifted now in Namibia's favor. It wasn't Uganda's favor the whole time. So 53% for Namibia, 47% for Uganda. And penalty corners, Namibia have taken 11, Uganda just the 3. Yeah, with about less than 5 minutes left to play, the score, they're up 4-0. Do you think a lot more to play for the Namibian girls, or do you think, Trevor, they're just going to try and run down the clock and get it over and done with?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be the same of the same. I think what we've seen for the last 3 quarters, we're going to see in the last 4 minutes. They're just going to run out the clock. They're going to keep just knocking on the door and trying to get an extra 1 or 2 out of it. But it's definitely not, the pressured game that we've seen them play in the rest of the week.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we were both here last night as they played Zim, and they did put on a good show, I must say.
Really good. Tisha Shemeno having a go at goals, but Uganda, again, turning it over, driving it out there, 25.
Yeah, number 16 here, Janet Sinkatu, just, beating one player, but unfortunately, the other player just committing a foul. They're allowing Namibia to get back on the attack.
Backstick.
Wrong side of the stick it was by Namibia, unfortunately, so allowing Uganda to take the ball here at the 16.
What I do like is Uganda aren't trying to bash the ball out of their 16 tee. They're actually trying to eliminate and work it out of there, which is also a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it is a good sign of composure, I must say. They've been doing it the whole game. They know that unfortunately this game has already been lost, but they have been very cool and composed there in their 16. Not a worry in the world. Because Namibia haven't really been as threatening as they can be. They haven't scored any field goals, unfortunately. Just most of all their goals coming from penalty corners.
Great overhead from Marika Niathlang into the circle area, but Tishu Semeda unable to control it and bring it down. Namibia just putting a high press on Uganda, just waiting for them to play the ball and for them to turn it over.
Yeah, do you think Uganda have it in them now to at least get 1 goal back for them and not let Namibia go on the clean sheet? Or
I think it's something everybody would be hoping could happen. It's always nice when the underdog does get a goal,
Yeah.
like who was it? Zambia the other night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was them. Yeah.
It was awesome,
Yeah, and also I think Zimbabwe did the same thing against South Africa. They did end up losing the game, but
That's-
that one consolation goal.
It's
that
like
was,
winning the World Cup.
It is. It is such an ecstatic feeling, But yeah, with less than 2 minutes left to play, I think.
Yeah, so with 2 minutes to go, Nam lead 4-0 in the last quarter. Namibia are just going to play it out. The weather's been awesome tonight, a bit of a chill in the air. Really nice to play hockey in.
Yeah.
I think the day's been awesome. There's been some really good games today. And Namibia ladies will just wind out the day by taking a victory and taking them to second spot in the log.
Yeah, no, they've done a good job here so far in the tournament, but they're failing to show us their quality in this game. I think it's been a bit sad game of sloppy hockey, to say the least. But I think they have it is a tournament after all. I think the girls have had quite a lot of work to do. So they'll be happy just now, to call it a day, get back home, get back to their hotel, and just reset and look forward to their next games.
Yeah. So with a minute to go, Namibia will try for one last go at goal, but Uganda aren't going to let them get it that easy. Captain Jolly turning it over, running down the flank. They're now in Namibia's half. So hopefully we'll see them playing the ball into the circle, which they do. Unfortunately, a Namibian gets in the way. But turned over by Abby Rolls. Marlene Kutsia gets the ball, lots of space. Passes it to Marika Kriya, but unfortunately Uganda in the way once again. So there's Uganda with 12 seconds to go, have the ball. Nicola Fourie tackles but obstructs, and there's the final hooter. Namibia 4, Uganda 0.
Yeah, a good game here by the Namibian ladies. 4 goals kind of seems to me. Whenever I see 4 goals on the scoreboard, I think to myself, each 1 goal each chaka, kind of thing. But 2 of their goals coming in the first quarter, and then the other 2 in the third and the fourth quarter. But the Namibian girls did play well. All smiles, good high fives. Uganda, I think a couple injuries here for
Winnie Nandi.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think she did.
Not a nice way to end the game, yeah. But anyway, I think Namibia will be very happy now going into the rest day tomorrow, giving them a nice break before they play South Africa in their last pool game. It's going to be an important one because whoever wins that will take the log.
Yeah, most definitely, and I think they are looking forward to playing, the champions of South Africa here. I think it's going to be a good rest day for them tomorrow, and they'll be looking forward to coming back on Thursday and getting the ball rolling again.
So as we watch the highlights and we will start fading out for our final day before the rest day tomorrow, Namibia really just took the game to Uganda. It was quite a scrappy game. I think Namibia really didn't overdo it.
Yeah, they did take it very easy this game. They weren't really in a rush. They did play very good and calm hockey, but not efficient hockey, I must say. But they were very relaxed. But still got the end result at the end of the game.
Yeah, and I think Coach McCarthy will be happy with job done this week. He'll have a day to be able to sit with the girls and strategize what they're going to do against South Africa, and the same with South Africa. It's going to be an interesting game because although there's not much stake but a little bit of pride, and who goes into the final as the number 1 in the log.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pride to play for. And here are the stats for you here at full time. Namibia winning the game comfortably 4-0. Namibia taking 13 shots at goal, and Uganda just the 1. So out of those 13 shots they took at goal, Namibia only scoring the 4. At circle penetrations, Namibia had 27, Uganda just 3. Possession all in Namibia's favour, 53% for them and 47% for Uganda, and 11 penalty corners for Namibia and just the 3 for Uganda.
And once again, T, a nice clean game, well umpired. Only one card was given.
Yeah, it was, and I think it wasn't even for anything physical. It was just, just a bit of mishap for. I think it was Tisha got the green card.
So as we look at the program today, the first game, South Africa beat Zimbabwe women 5-0. Then South Africa men went on to beat Egypt 5-0. Kenya beat Zambia 2-1 in quite an exciting little tussle there today. Kenya ladies and Zambia ladies drawing 1-0. And then Namibia really showing their strength going into their final, beating Zimbabwe 4-1. And then the game that we've just watched, Namibia beating Uganda 4-0 to take them second in the log with goal difference to South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good few games that we watched today. Both teams, for the hosts, men and women, scoring 4 goals today. A good display of good goal scoring hockey from them, and I think it was a good day of hockey.
Yeah. So to all the viewers out there, tomorrow's a rest day, but on Thursday the program is at 9 o'clock Zambia Uganda. Then at 11 we'll have Egypt taking on Zimbabwe men. They'll be playing for that third and fourth spot. Then the women will be Zimbabwe versus Kenya at 1 o'clock. South Africa take on Namibia in basically the final pool game to decide who'll top the log before they go into the final at 3 o'clock. Then Namibia and Zambia men at 5 o'clock. And then the last game of the evening on Thursday will be South Africa versus Kenya at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so Trevor, tell me, out of all these games here, which one are you looking forward the most? Which one are you looking forward to the most here?
I'm definitely looking to the South Africa ladies taking on Namibia for that first spot in the pool.
Yeah,
that will also be a good indicator of what the final's going to be like, So I don't think either team, in all due respect, T, will sit back. There's going to be a lot of pride, and whoever takes the victory will set the precedent for the final.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, having being level on points here, I think a lot to fight for, not just the pride, obviously, and then points as well. So it's going to be a good matchup, and I think Zimbabwe versus Egypt fighting for that third spot, I believe, and that's on the men's side. That's definitely going to be a good game to watch.
And another game is Zambia and Namibia men. Although Namibia men have really cruised through this tournament outside of their defeat against South Africa, Zambia men will not be sitting back or standing back and letting them get away with a victory against them.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, the Zambians came through, they showed us good hockey, they've got fast hands, and they did a good job here in their first few games, but it'll be a good game to watch.
So to all the viewers, I hope you enjoyed it just as much as myself and Tawana did. Tomorrow's a rest day. We're looking forward to Thursday, the final day of the pool games, to see where everybody will end up before the finals. And a lot to play for. 3 spots for the African teams to the World Cup. And we hope you enjoyed it just as much as. And thank you to NBC for streaming these games live. And to such a great venue, the Dave and Trusco AstroTurf.
Yeah, it's been lovely, so that is a good night from my lead commentator and I. To the rest of the world, have a good night, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Thank you.